Greetings, GameCola faithful, and welcome to the GameCola podcast. This is podcast number 97. I am your host, Joseph Martin. With me today, I have Ryan and Anna. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Ryan Mather. I'm a staff writer, occasional staff writer. I should really get a lot more written. I do what I can when I can.
I'm Anna Bryniarski, and I'm also a staff writer for GameCola.net.
And hooray, the site's off hiatus and we're podcasting
Finally.
some more. Yay!
Huzzah!
And this one, if you've been following the podcast, you've probably seen the most recent ones going up every Monday for the past few weeks. And so this is probably coming at you in sometime near the end of June, if I've done my math correctly, because I think 94 came out, and as of the day we're recording this, 94 just came out.
Wow.
So anyway, we're here to tell you.
GameCola's worst Christmas is over. Yay!
What?
GameCola's worst Christmas ever.
Oh yeah, the worst Christmas ever, where nothing happened. And just segueing right into our first piece of exciting news, we have the GameCola's Christmas in July HoHoHoliday Livecast Year-End Extravaganza Awards Spectacular 2015 in 2016.
It's a beach party. Bring your friends.
We're making up for the two big events that we usually do at the end of the year that we didn't get to because of the hiatus, and we're doing them in this July. So I believe the plan, Jetty sent out the email, so he's got the deets. But I believe the plan is to do the year-end awards like we normally do, but also sort of pair that with the Ho-Ho Livecast. So the big podcast that we usually do for the year-end awards might be in the Livecast. We're still working out the details, but right now we're in the early stages of choosing our favorite games of 2015 and what we liked about them.
I actually played video games this year.
I know,
like,
me
ones
too.
that came out.
Like, I looked at the Wikipedia list, it's like, I've played like 4 of these.
That doesn't happen.
Totally.
Usually it's maybe 1.
Yeah. I like having 4 because, like, each category, you get to, like, rank a 1, a 2, and a 3. And when I only had, like, last year, I think I only really had 3 games that I played. So a lot of the time it was just, like, mixing up the order of the same 3 games. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. And you should be, too. So keep an eye out for that on the site. We'll post more about it as details come in. And yeah, that's sort of that. We talk about the games we like from 2015, but I feel like that's kind of spoilers. So why don't we move on to new business? I was considering whether or not to talk about this because we talk about Mega Man like every podcast. But you know what? It's important. This podcast is coming out right around the time of some of the important news will be really relevant. And people who've been following the podcast might care. So, a couple things. First, Mighty Number 9, something that you've heard about a lot on this podcast probably, finally has a release date. And it is June. It should be out by the time this podcast comes out, it should be out. June 21st.
Close.
June 21st in North America and Asia, and then the rest on June 24th. So this podcast should be out by then, or it'll be coming out soon after. It'll be around that time. So they finally did a release date, and they had a trailer that nobody liked.
I'm as excited as I have been for years.
Have you seen the trailer?
Oh yeah, I've seen plenty of footage and whatnot, and it's taking shape pretty much exactly as I thought it would. It's just a simple Mega Man style game, right? Because you can't do a whole lot of different things with the franchise.
Yeah, I didn't. Anna, have you seen it?
I have not seen anything about it.
There was this trailer for the others who are uninitiated. Along with the official release date, they released this trailer, which was just like, how would you describe it if you had to like pick a couple adjectives?
A lot of people would say ugly for one.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could have made the trailer in such a way that made the game look better. But in terms of, like, the graphical quality, I wasn't, like, particularly unimpressed. I think they just chose some angles and, like, setups that just didn't highlight the game's visuals very well.
Well, if anything, I would call it truthful, because they're not giving the most bright and colorful portions of the game. They're giving the
Yeah.
meat and the really good subject matter of the game.
There's
Stuff
like-
that people actually want to enjoy.
There's like one shot where it's literally just him like going through like a hallway with a few enemies in it, and they just hold it for like 10 seconds. Like it's just that shot, and like this is not like engaging at all. But the things that really ticked me off were because so you're supposed to highlight the interesting parts of your game in the trailer, right? And the two main things they focused on were the ability to dash.
That beautiful dashing ability.
And combos. So points. Because, it's 2016, and who doesn't like a good point system like from the 80s?
Dude, I'm all over that high score. You've seen my Pac-Man videos? Awesome.
But it's like, you got rid of... The score was literally the first thing that they got rid of in the next Mega Man game. There was no score.
Yeah.
They got rid of it because it was stupid.
It's completely irrelevant to the whole plot line, if you will.
And it just and they didn't mention anything about weapon abilities, which is like my major draw.
But it would be giving away all the fun stuff. Like, you want to find that stuff out on your own, right?
Nah. Well, like, yeah, the nuance of it, but like, I'm just worried that because there's absolutely no emphasis put on it at all.
Well, it's a first release trailer or whatever. They'll probably get something closer to the date. I mean, it's only a month away, but here's hoping, right?
I mean, my optimism has just been like dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping.
Hey, you and everybody else who's been waiting for the game, man.
Right. So that's that. So around that time, we'll probably figure... I mean, I pretty much have to play it at this point just so that I can complain about it. If
I think everybody does.
So I'm sure you'll see some stuff on GameCola about that.
We'll see maybe 50 reviews of it. I don't know.
And then the other thing we'll just cover real quick so that we're not talking about Mega Man the whole time in this podcast. But the Mega Man TV show released an image and some details about it, and people were upset about that as well.
Because, surprise, surprise, it looks a lot like Mega Man Universe, which people panned for
Mega Man
a big art style.
I'm not familiar with Mega Man Universe, I don't think.
I believe it was Mega Man Universe. I don't really remember at this point. It's been years. It was supposed to be a recall, I guess, to Mega Man Powered Up, except they chose a really weird art style. It's got kind of a sub-comic book look to it. I'm not entirely sure how to explain it. It doesn't look great, is all I'm saying. And people really hated the art style in Japan, I suppose, and that's kind of ruined the prospects of the game ever coming out, because Capcom is very shallow.
Oh, I think I remember this.
Yeah, I believe Nathaniel did an article about it way back when.
Yeah, I think it was very short-lived.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember this thing. Yeah. Roll looks like Cutman. Her bow looks like Cutman. I'm like, what?
For a lot of reasons, it doesn't look great, but at the same time, I was super disappointed when it came out, because they had also canceled Mega Man Legends 3.
Yeah, it was around that time.
On my birthday.
Mm.
Like, the official cancellation came out through Twitter on my birthday. I was so freaking disappointed. You have no idea.
Oh.
Those were
presents.
Right?
Those were dark times. I added the promo image in the text down here.
Cool.
Fantastic.
So that people were really upset that I don't really mind.
It doesn't look terrible.
Yeah, it's something that I've heard a lot of people say is that Man of Action, which is the studio that's making this, the common complaint with their stuff is that it looks a lot better in motion than it does like still.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that.
So I think a lot of people are saying this just looks bad because it's not really moving. And I agree, but like a lot of the details that they released about it make me nervous for the show's quality. Mega Man is still a robot, but he's he goes to school. His name is not Rock. It is like Aki or something. It's like the Japanese word for bright.
Mm-hmm. So basically, what they're doing is Astro Boy.
Yeah. And then,
Which,
and,
I don't hate, but,
right.
it's been done, right?
Yeah. So I just worry. And like, there was also like apparently Mega Mini sidekick. Like, his name is Mega Mini. I don't know what that's about. I don't think I'll like it, though.
Sounds kind of like Batmite.
Yeah. I'm worried about that. But they said Rush is going to be in it, and I imagine Dr. Light's going to be in it because his last name is Light.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It wasn't very promising to me. But we'll have to see as more details come out. So that is that. Anybody else have something?
Let's get back to that holiday podcast. What are we hoping to do for like a stream or whatever? Do we have any plans for that?
Well, usually what we do is Matt Jonas comes on and he gets a whole bunch of Christmas games and we play through them and we just do it for a really long time. They're usually about 3 or 4 hours long.
Sometimes we sing.
Sometimes we sing.
I remember last year I tried to incite, well, not last year, but like a couple of years ago, I guess, I tried to incite someone singing, what was it, Escape from the City. That was awesome.
Yeah, I think one year, like, Matt, like, started playing Sonic for the last game. And, like, for a while we were, like, wrapping up and we were just sort of talking. And then all of a sudden it's like, Matt hasn't said anything in a really long time. But, like, the gameplay was still going, so he was obviously still awake. But, because, I mean, he's in the England places or whatever, Great Britain. It's a lot, like, late for us is a lot later for him.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's usually a staple, though, that Matt Jonas just plays video games until he literally can't stay awake anymore.
Fun stuff.
But then the awards, what we usually do is we go through, the big one is the top 10 winners, and we'll go through and talk about them. And if we're lucky, everybody's played them, and so we can have lots of good discussion. If we're unlucky, nobody will have played the games that won. I think there was one year where it was particularly bad, because a lot of us heard about really good games.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. We've only had 2 holiday livecasts. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Did you say we had more?
We've only had 2 livecasts. I thought maybe we had another one, but we didn't.
No, we only have 2.
Yeah, sorry.
Did you say something? I didn't hear you say anything to the contrary before.
No, I was just wondering, and I kind of said it out loud, and I didn't need to.
Internal monologue, that kind of.
I've been taking my ADD medication in about a month now, so.
By
I'm
ADD
kind of
medication, do you mean Mike's Hard Lemonade?
No, I do not. But I did drink some earlier. And also, yeah, I actually haven't.
All right.
Yeah, doctors. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
You were saying we usually hear about
1 or 2 games that people on the staff have played or even heard of.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also the other fun thing is when the award for best game of 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
That's I like that one a lot. So like 2016, so 2006. So like a bunch of like when the Wii came out basically. Oh yeah, we'd be doing 2005. So
yeah, 2005 is so far.
Yeah.
Come the end of the year, it'll be 2006. So. And there's also the award for 20 years ago. Pretty soon, the award for 30 years ago, because holy crap, time flies.
Mm-hmm.
My vote's on Pong.
Well, eventually, like 10 years later, we'll just be able to. It'll just be like the same lists that we had 10 years ago.
Right.
Because, well, it would be interesting to see how much it changes. Like if the top,
change at the time.
Like if the top game of 20 years ago is the same as the top game of 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, who can say whether your tastes change even from year to year? Like, is your top game from this year the same as it was the last year? Probably not. Just because something new and colorful has been introduced, and kind of lose sight of the old stuff. For me, that would be Nier, Nier. Not a lot of people played it when it came out, and it was my favorite game for 3 years running because the story is extremely dark, and I never actually finished it completely because the fourth and final ending asks you to delete your save.
Oh.
And I'm not about to do that.
Would you say that you keep it close to your heart? Because it's called Nier.
That's good. That's good. Ooh, that is a salty clap.
I'm looking at it's a Square. Is it an RPG?
It is a action RPG with like bullet hell implements, and it's very unique.
Is the main character the dude or the lady?
He's the dude with the eye patch.
Okay.
Or there's also in Japan there was a second main character who's like a younger kid, kind of the same version, but you know, you play as that kid in the American DLC.
Who's the lady?
That lady you're talking about, the one in the underwear, would be Kaine, and she is
The one with the thing on her face?
You might be looking at the sequel that's coming out.
Oh, maybe.
I think 2018, maybe. So that's a thing, and we're not quite sure who that is yet.
I've just typed in the name of the game into images, and I'm just looking at it.
Yeah. So, there's a lot coming out with that. It was actually released, or not released, but the sequel was announced during E3 last year. So I'm quite excited to get around to that.
Oh, that's right. E3 is soon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, I think next month.
No, it's this month.
Oh, jeez.
It's in a week, so we'll be late on all of that stuff.
Totally.
The E3 isn't really as big a thing. People are sort of moving away from E3, I think, because like,
oh yeah,
Nintendo's been doing like a live stream during it, but like and then they'll have stuff on the floor, and it sounds like I've heard a lot of other companies are doing more bare bones stuff, and there's a lot more stuff that happens around E3, but not really at E3 itself.
Oh yeah, well I think a lot of people are kind of getting the impression that it's kind of time to cut away from showing a lot of teasers and whatnot for things that are going to take them like a year, 2-3 years to but because people are becoming very disillusioned with that stuff. I want to put the blame on Mighty No. 9, but it hasn't quite come out yet.
It's literally all the faults of delays. Mighty No. 9's fault. Anything with delays in the future. All Mighty No. 9. We'll just all blame it on that.
As much as I love Inafune, I'm sorry, bro.
Because originally, like, part of the issue is that it was originally an investors showcase. Yeah. And so there was like, but then like, I think over time, like, even though it still was like, this is an investor showcase, it's not for fans and stuff. It's not geared toward
for fans.
Right.
But like fans kind of gravitated towards it because it was the first place for all the news.
And then I think after a while, they started like sort of also treating it less as an investor showcase and more as a sort of like just a big news event thing. And then they sort of realized, like, well, if we're just going to treat it like a big news event thing, let's just do it. This isn't the best way to do that. So let's just, Nintendo's like, let's just get a live stream together. We don't have to worry about, the only thing we have to worry about is making sure the live stream works instead of all the various technical difficulties that could go into a big presentation.
Yeah, like most companies just do YouTube videos, like short 2-3 minutes of what's coming out right away and what they might do later, and the world is changing. That's all I can really say about that.
So I don't know if E3 is going to be. I think I don't think E3 itself might be that exciting, but I do think we're still going to hear a lot of cool stuff over the next few weeks. It just might not be.
Zelda, please.
What?
Zelda.
Zelda.
Oh, Zelda. Yeah. Absolutely Zelda.
You said it so loud and passionately that Skype couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Cannot handle excitement. Does not compute.
I just
Zelda-
want to hear more about it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I think Zelda is one of the key things that like Ryan was talking about, where it's like they showed it, like, yeah, this is our new Zelda game we're working on. It's like we got the horse mechanics and there's a field, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty, but like, what does it do? Who knows?
Yeah, I think when we first saw Zelda, well, we heard that it was going to come out on. It's simultaneously releasing with the NX.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Which means, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but it's simultaneously releasing on the Wii U and the NX and it's releasing with the NX, which means that one of those three things is gonna suck.
Oh.
I'm gonna guess the Wii U version.
I'm hoping it's the Wii U version being stinking is probably the best outcome.
Yeah.
Absolute best scenario.
Yeah. Because
But, you know, given Nintendo's track record, we can't really hold any
Yeah. Because, like, you know, it's not like the PS4 or the Xbox where, like, yeah, they might do some weird stuff with it, but, like, you still know that, like, okay, it's just going to be, like, even without all, you can take away all the extra add-ons and just see, oh, it's just a better Xbox. But Nintendo can do wackier stuff with it.
They always do. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the Wii U still has all of the motion control stuff, even when the Kinect, for the most part, kind of dissolved. I mean, it's still a thing. There are still, like, fitness games and whatnot on it, and dance games and all that shebang.
Yeah.
But PlayStation has pretty much moved entirely away from it. There's still a PlayStation Eye or Room game that you can fiddle around with, but it's not so much a game as it is just, you know, something for your kids to fiddle around with every once in a while, like the 6-7-year-olds even. It's just a little toy, not that much else.
Yeah.
And Nintendo still goes with full games about it.
And then, like, the NX, it can't be that different if it's going to still, you know, work with a game that can also work on the Wii U. Which it means
by and large, you know, maybe it has Wii compatibility. So,
right.
anyways.
I wonder if they're banking on, like, so many people having enough Wii, like, stuff just from the Wii and Wii U's run that they can launch, like, Wii connective, like, not necessarily that it's going to use, like, Wiimotes still, but, like, the idea that like, Wiimotes are allowed to be used on it because lots of people just will have them already. And so they could have two controllers.
Here's my hopes for it. We have the Wii Pad with some GameCube controller ports plugged directly into it.
Yeah.
And you can bring your Wii U pad with you on the bus, and you and your friend can play some Smash Bros. Melee.
I mean, you can. I guess you can't. You can't do that now because you just don't have the outlet.
Yeah, you can jerry-rig it, but, like, that's kind of...
But yeah, if you could bring your Wii U, put it in a backpack,
yeah,
and then play Wii U game, and, like, have, like, you know, a little mini battery generator thing.
Yeah.
And then just play that on the bus. But I think it's a lot of effort.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not going to happen.
You also wonder if they're going to do... I guess the new 3DS kind of came out unceremoniously, and so that's a thing. But I do wonder if they're going to do if they have any surprise handheld stuff in store, because I feel like it has been a little while since anything happened in the handheld scene with Nintendo.
Yeah,
So,
they haven't really done any AAA first-party titles on the 3DS, except for, I guess, though they haven't really utilized its capabilities at all, except for Xenoblade Chronicles, a re-release.
the thing I always mention is the one video where it's like they're talking about the new 3DS. It's like, what's the deal with the new 3DS? And it's like, oh yeah, they made it so you can play Xenoblade Chronicles.
Pretty much.
But I mean, I guess Nintendo sort of has the handheld market like so cornered right now. Like really, their competition, the competition that Nintendo faces in the handheld market is from the mobile market, rather than other handheld systems.
Games.
So
it was from the PSP, which was short-lived, and then the Vita, which was even more short-lived.
right.
So like they kind of decimated their market, or decimated their competition, I should say.
Right.
Rather than,
and so now it's sort of like, and so now like their biggest competition is the mobile market. That's the biggest similarity.
The free games.
But didn't they also, what was that game? Miitomo or something like that?
Miitomo,
it's not a game. It's
definitely not a game.
What is it though? I've only seen like just random pictures of people like, haha, look at this app thing that you can do. And I'm like, I have no idea.
Do you not have a smartphone? You should get it, man.
I don't. I try not to just put stuff on my phone. I don't really play games on my phone. Oh, and I know it's not a game. Yes.
Check it out. Check it out. Just check it out.
I don't need something else on my phone to waste my time.
Give it 15 minutes. If you hate it, throw it away.
But what is it?
It's social media, basically, and you answer questions it gives you, and it's like Tomodachi Life, except not at all.
You're not doing a very good job of convincing me here. Sell this to me.
I don't want
to. So there are thousands of random questions pre-programmed into the system or whatever, and you answer them, get answers from friends, etc., blah, blah, blah. You can dress up your Mii character. There's a little, like a train drop game, I guess it's more of a pachinko game, where you can earn other costume items. It's just a little bit of a time waste. You throw... Yeah. Oh, it's absolutely rigged. But, you know, you're not playing it for the pachinko machine. You're playing it to answer banal questions in the most mediocre fashion and create some vaguely interesting topics.
I see. Is it still a thing? I don't think I've heard of it in a while.
like no one really uses it. No one is willing to dive into it now because it's ceased to grab popularity. But it's still cool because, like, it's basically MySpace now.
That was...
Yeah, people are flocking away from it as quickly as they flocked into it just because they don't see an appeal to it. And that's kind of what I like about it, is that it doesn't really have an appeal, but it's an outlet for all those really weird, quirky thoughts that you might have. So that's that.
It's a thing to do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll probably forget about it after the podcast anyway, so...
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. So we'll keep our eyes out. The next podcast will probably be talking about E3 stuff, especially since I think we're not going to do... I think that the year-end awards sort of thing is going to be words from my mouth. The year-end awards is going to be a live stream, I think. So that'll free us up to talk about E3 for the official podcast.
We can be reporters and report on it live, except we're recording it, so people only hear about it a week later.
Well, we used to do the video game awards live, but they sort of went from being spectacularly bad to just sort of mediocre. And so it wasn't really as fun anymore, so we stopped.
GameCola, the runner-up to RC Cola.
Something else we could probably talk about is the Steam sale. It's supposed to be happening late this month.
Oh, the summer sale?
Yeah.
Stale?
Summer stale. Too many T's in that sentence.
I have 24 games on my wish list and $16 whole dollars in my Steam wallet. I'm ready.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, so what's it? Give us your list, Anna.
I have at least three dating sims.
Nice.
And I'm kind of becoming more okay with the fact that I play dating sims now.
Diana would be proud.
I blame her.
I don't think she would. I think she would accept that blame with open arms.
Probably.
There is no blame for a dating sim. Dating sims are amazing.
There's something. They are.
I really have to get working on my carbon dating simulator.
All right, what else? What else, Anna?
I have a few point-and-click adventure games. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what one of these is, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you have put it on there if it's your wish list?
I kind of forgot what it is. It's called Panoramical. This is the description I'm seeing right now. Prepare your fragile human mind for Panoramical. An interactive sensory journey unlike anything you've ever played before. manipulate the look,
Wow.
sound, and feel of more than a dozen mesmerizing landscapes in this immersive musical adventure through time and space.
Hmm.
It sounds like mushrooms, not gonna lie.
It's $10, so I'm kind of just wondering.
So you're waiting for the summer sale to bring it down to a solid 2.
Yeah. Maybe a little less, I'm not sure.
58 cents, sold.
There's a game from, oh my god. They're the people who made Gemini Room. What is it? Wadget Eye Games. That's who. They made the Blackwell series as well. And I'm excited for the game Shardlight, because it looks interesting. A post-apocalyptic adventure game from the publisher that brought you, a young woman stricken with a deadly plague searches for a cure in a hostile world. It looks like another, another
Blackwell looks really amazing.
And I really like those. It's cool.
Looks amazing.
I'm
looking at Panoramical right now, and it is something.
It is a thing, indeed.
It is definitely a thing. It looks like a Daft Punk video.
It does.
That's awesome.
There's lots of colors. It looks like one of those. It looks like a really artsy game. I'm not gonna lie, which isn't bad, but it looks really artsy.
What was that weird game?
Remastered is also on my list. I've never played it before, but.
Well, yeah, it's on your wish list. It means you haven't bought it yet.
No, I mean, I didn't even play the original. I just watched Paul and Lizzo's playthrough of it from years ago on the GameCola channel. But most of them are point-and-click adventure games.
Yeah, I have all of King's Quest and Space Quest and all that good stuff on my wish list. So, yay! I can't wait. One of these days it'll be on a reasonable sale and I'll be able to afford it.
How about you, Joe? What do you have on your wish list if you have?
I don't think I have anything on my wish list. I tend to just, alright, let me see. Where's my wish list? I don't think I have anything in it though, really.
I use my wish list more as a way to not forget about games.
Yeah.
Same. Like Gang Beasts. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't really have anything on it anymore. Anticlimactic. Why don't we just move in to games we've been playing recently?
Well, as we speak, I am playing Dynasty Warriors Gundam Reborn.
Wait.
During the podcast?
Yes.
Is Dynasty Warriors, are they the people who made Hyrule Warriors?
They are indeed.
And then they made a Gundam one?
Yeah, they've made 4 actually.
That's not the main series though, is it?
No, their main series is just Dynasty Warriors.
Okay.
And I think they're about up to 10 games in that. And they're all pretty much the same thing. Smash stuff and trying to get it smashed.
Is it fun?
It's mindless fun. That's fun, right?
Anything else?
Not a whole lot. I've been playing a little bit of Kerbal Space Program. That's fun. I've been streaming a lot more. Tuning into my Journey of Celius streams.
Journey of what?
Journey of Celius. It was a NES game way back in the day.
It's not anymore. Now it's a Super Nintendo game.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, I'm actually working on remaking it. It's like my first huge project is remaking Journey of Celius. And I want to remake it as like kind of like a Sunset Riders thing, where it's like a 4-player beat 'em up kind of style.
Huh.
It'll be
what
cool.
What style is it?
Right now, it's kind of sort of like Mega Man meets Contra. You can switch your weapons on the fly, but you only have like one weapon meter throughout all of them. It's extremely difficult, and I
was gonna say it's probably not 4-player right now.
Yeah, and definitely not. It's a challenge. It was supposed to be a tie-in with Terminator.
But, and then it got like reskinned, or?
Well, Sunsoft, I guess, lost the license to it through some sort of reasoning. I'm not entirely sure on that right now, but they lost the licensing right before release, like 2-3 weeks, I guess, before it shipped out or something. stupid thing before it printed, and they reskinned a little bit of it, but the final boss is still just a gigantic T-1000 Terminator. It's fun. And yeah, that's the history of video games. How about Anna? You've been playing anything interesting?
Sims.
Sims 4?
No. I am begging for the day that it finally goes down in price, because it's still $60 for the base game.
Wow, really?
Yes, it is $60, which is complete bullshit.
It's EA, so...
Yeah.
I mean, one of these days it'll get an expansion pack, but...
Yeah, like, those things are $20, $30 for, like, expansion pack and stuff pack.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of not cool. And I'm also pretty sure that my computer would crash every time I tried to run it, because it's getting older, my little laptop. But, other than that, I've been just looking through my Steam library going, oh yeah, I played those games a year ago, like, around this time, like, Kitty Powers Matchmaker, Long Live the Queen are two of those games, and I'm just like, maybe I should, actually play those some more, because I'm not in school and I have time to do stuff. And also, looking at playing games I should probably review, because I meant to do that, but then the site died.
Yeah, I'm thinking about stuff too. I've got to write all the podcast articles, especially now that we're getting into the stuff that I didn't even get to upload into SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
So I really have to write just like everything about them. So I haven't really had a chance to write any non-podcast stuff. But that's something that I've been thinking about. As for me, I've been playing Overwatch recently, which is Blizzard's new first-person shooter. They had an open beta during the sort of last week of school, and so that was fun trying to play it over the weekend during exams. But I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's like a team-based. It's kind of like Team Fortress 2, sort of. I mean, visually, it's a lot like it. I think there are a lot more classes than there are in Team Fortress 2. But I think Team Fortress 2 also like has certain, like, you can have different loadouts for the characters.
Yeah.
And in Overwatch, there's more characters, but each of those characters only does one thing. But the other thing that you can do is you can switch characters in the middle of a match. So if you die, you get a chance to switch your character, or if you just go back to spawn, you get a chance to switch.
I would say that it's more of a first-person MOBA than it is like a shooter. Because, like, yeah, sure, everybody shoots, but, like, they do so in a very singular fashion where they only have one style of attack kind of thing.
Kinda, but I think there are other games that are more like I hear that's more of an apt descriptor of, like, I think a game called Battleborn.
Yeah.
Where that one's really more of a first-person MOBA. I think this one is closer to a shooter. Like, there are definitely MOBA elements in it, but which is, for people who don't know, massively online battle arena.
Nailed it.
So, and that's just a certain type of game. It's like League of Legends, Dota 2. I think League of Legends is the only one I really... Is there another one? I feel like League of Legends is the only one that's still sort of around, but I'm not in, like, the scene at all, so I could be mistaken.
I hear people still play Smite.
Yeah, I think it was really popular like 3 years ago.
Kinda, yeah.
And like everybody tried to jump on the bandwagon, and now it's sort of dissipated a little bit.
Yeah, nowadays it's just pretty much, League of Legends or bust,
Mm-hmm.
There's still the Dota players, but like, you can't get into playing that. It's just like playing. It's like starting to play chess against masters.
Well, and another thing about Overwatch is that like it's pretty noob friendly. Like a lot of those MOBAs just weren't friendly to new players.
Yeah.
And here I mean, like, there's still going to be like people who complain about their teams and stuff, but like it's not like League of Legends where you've got like a 20-minute game that you're definitely going to lose because one person is bad. The games are all like, I think at most, the longest I've ever really seen is like 15 minutes, and that's like control point. That's like one type of map. Usually it's like 7 to 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I've seen one match played, and it's intense, but it's not like hard to follow. It's just like quickly paced, but very controlled.
Right. The only thing I'm really frustrated about right now is that everybody wants to be snipers, and like snipers are really only good on a defense.
Yeah.
But I keep getting into teams where we're on attack, and the people choose 2 snipers, and I don't want to be that guy that's like, you should play this character, don't play this character, because people want to have their fun. But I'm just sitting here. It's like, do we really need 2 snipers on attack every single game? Like,
you do when you're playing Call of Duty, but freaking, it's not that. So learn the game, right?
Yeah. So, but it's a lot of fun, and you can play it with friends. I want to see if any GameCola people who've been playing Overwatch, tell me in the comments or something, or Twitter or something, so I can play with you. So I can have a less % chance to be in a team with a lot of snipers. Because you'll replace like 1 or 2 of those people who could potentially pick a sniper, and then at least I'll have some people to coordinate with as the healer. Because I like playing the healer. Like, don't get me wrong, I actually like playing support a lot. But
or you can join my team of all snipers all the time.
Well, I am a fan. I am a fan of doing like all 1 character teams. Those can be a lot of fun. Not with snipers though. But like recently today, we played a game where we were all turret characters, because there's like, because there's Torbjorn, who's basically streamlined engineer from Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
And then there's Symmetra, who has these smaller turrets that like have no health. They have like 1 hit point. So the idea is that you can place a lot of them. So you can place like 6. And then like, someone walks through a door and they get zapped with them.
Yeah, so you basically turned a first-person shooter into a tower defense game, more or less.
Well, if you have a bunch of turret characters, yeah. And then there's Bastion, who can turn himself into a turret. Everybody hates him. Nobody likes Bastion.
All of those MVP hills.
All of the plays of the game. There was a joke that like after the open beta ended, like it was like some joke story where someone was like, the open beta ended, and the Overwatch player sadly went to play Team Fortress 2 to pass the time, and was appalled when Bastion got play of the game. In Team Fortress 2. So we had a team that was all turret characters. Like, you were either Torbjorn, Symmetra, or Bastion. And like, we lost, but it was a lot of fun still.
Oh yeah.
But all snipers probably wouldn't go very well.
I can almost guarantee that it wouldn't go well.
Right.
Just like an all Genji team wouldn't go very well, because glass cannons.
I hate when there's 2 Genjis. That happens too frequently as well.
Well, because ninjas are awesome, man.
Well, it's not just that they're glass cannons. It's that they're flankers. But you don't need 2 flankers, because at that point that means that we've only got 4 people defending the objective or attacking the objective, and unless you're pulling away 4 people from them, where it's not really like evening things out that much.
Yeah.
Like, unless you do not have people you're not bothering people like 2 people all the time, then it's really just not useful. It's still a lot of fun. I mean, I have my complaints, but it's a lot of fun. And that's
one of these days I might pick one of those games up. But...
That's really the main thing I've been playing. So, should we read our listener mail?
Absolutely.
All right.
I know our listeners have been waiting patiently for their fan mail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so please send us fan mail, but let's read this. So, a Jetty sent this to me, or person. This is from Brandon Tan. Jetty cut out some stuff that was a little irrelevant. But so here we go. So the subject is, I am a Nigerian prince who needs your help, ... And it goes into body. Just ... Just kidding. I'm just a GameCola fan. But hey, you guys are getting actual podcast fan mail. It's been a while, huh?
Kind of.
I hope that not being a Nigerian prince puts me in the GameCola spam folder where all of the sexy Russian singles near you and Viagra advertisements go.
Nice.
The most recent edition of the GameCola podcast, number 92, so that can give you an idea of when this was sent. The singing podcast was really impressive, even if the musical skill wasn't quite there. Although Diana's intro was beautiful. Semicolon, backslash, bash class, semicolon, ah. I'm surprised at how much everyone was able to coordinate to sing the podcast intro. Does that have a name? It should by now, which, by the way, it does have a name. It's called 5 is Average by Medio from a long time ago. Back when one of the site's main points, which it's still true, but I don't think we drill it home quite as much, but a 5 is an average score on GameCola.
It generally means that no one has reviewed anything that you've done so far.
So instead of, there was a big stink, and again, it's not quite as prominent now, but there was a big stink about how, like, the review websites wouldn't give anything below a 7 because they want companies to keep sending them games, and so you didn't really get honest reviews.
Yeah.
So that's the name. 5 is Average. It's the most amount of coordination I've seen from GameCola staff for a very long time, and I liked how the editing helped me get a feel for the music I wasn't familiar with. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. I put a lot of effort into finding all those musical pieces, because there were a lot. And sometimes, like, they didn't say what the song was necessarily. Like, they would say, it's from this, and it sounds like this. And I'm like, well, time to go searching.
A lot of helpful information that is.
Yeah. So, Brandon Tan, not a Nigerian prince. So, thank you, Brandon, for sending us some fan mail. It's good to read some fan mail. It's been a while. It has been a while.
It has.
Yeah.
Send us your art. I'm just kidding. You don't have to send us your art. But if you send us your art, we will be thankful. We will show it on the screen or something. I don't know.
Well, I can put it in the show notes of the podcast.
Extra editing. Thank you.
So, I think, so if you want to email us, send your own fan mail and have it read on the podcast, send it to podcast@gamecola.net, and we'll read it out. And you can ask us questions, too, and we'll answer them as discussion topics. You can submit your own discussion topics, basically. I think we can call this a podcast, a nice shorter podcast. I've been trying to make them shorter more recently, because I've gotten feedback that smaller ones are a little bit more manageable for people. So, plus we'll have a lot to talk about soon. So,
hopefully.
Fingers crossed. I mean,
thanks for coming and listening to the GameCola podcast. If you've liked what you heard, be sure to either check us out on our actual internet website, GameCola.net, Gaming Outside the Mainstream, or our YouTube channel, gc.net, the letter G, the letter C, the word dot, and the word net, depending on where you're listening to this podcast from. Those are some of the options that you might not have seen from wherever you are. You can also check us out on social media like Facebook and Twitter. Just search GameCola and you'll find us. You can also find our podcast on iTunes. That has started working again. So anything that gets uploaded to the site will go to iTunes, and so it should be fully updated now with all the podcasts. I'm looking at it right now, and yep, they are in there.
And rate us highly.
So yeah, rate us highly on those places.
If you don't like us on iTunes, we're not there.
It's just
we'll come to your house.
All right. I think that is everything. So, thank you again for listening. Have a wonderful time of day wherever you are. And we will see you later, probably pretty soon, actually, because there'll be podcast, 98 in July and all the July extravaganza stuff. So, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Whoops. I went to Steam.com instead of SteamPowered.com.
This is a man without hopes and dreams.
Steam.com is just a site, and it's like, this domain is not for sale.
Oh.
One second.
Welcome to Steam.com. Steam.com is the former home of Steam Tunnel Operations. This domain is not for sale. There are pipes in the background.